you want to introduce yourself again? Like we just did it for the very first time. Like it wasn't missed the first time.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Give me the intro on that.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me get my voice all nervous again. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, it's a little rainy today, so I'm doing this intro out of the back of my car. It's kind of goofy looking if you can see what the camera's in, but regardless, I had the opportunity to sit down with Josh from Carrera's West Coast Mexican food, and I gotta say, the food, quite amazing. This interview was the first one in this series, so it's a little rough on my end, but big thanks to Josh for having us in. Hope you enjoy Carrera's West Coast Mexican food. Definitely check them out. Josh, tell me about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Josh Carrera. I moved out here about 2017 from San Diego. Grew up in San Diego doing a lot of cooking a lot with my family, in and out of the kitchens from 18 to about 23, 24. And when I was in San Diego, I met somebody that he had opened a bunch of restaurants out here, his family-owned restaurants. So that's kind of how I got out here in 2017. I got like an introduction to come open one of his restaurants. So
I don't think we mentioned it yet, but like, what is your brother's name?
Oh, my brother's
I couldn't find it online.
Yeah, Ryan. So I'm Josh, and then Ryan is
Josh and Ryan.
And Ryan's the guy that was the bigger guy that was back there.
I saw him back there. I was like, hey,
yeah.
well, cool, man. So you guys have been opening it up together. You started out catering, right?
Yep.
And when you were doing the catering, it was like a lot of friends and family while you were still working at Sushi.
Yes, sir.
And then when you like left, you guys kind of
started booking. Yeah, so the catering was a good start because especially like when you do catering, you're taking deposits. So right from the beginning, we were booking a lot of events, different types of events. And we were taking everything from 15-person parties or 10 people parties for dinner where we go cook at their house. Like, we didn't care. We just wanted to cook for people and wanted to get pictures or anything that we can get to show other people, hey, we're doing this work. So I remember doing like a party for 5 people and going to their house and cooking them dinner. So like anything that we could get. But a lot of that stuff was, we were taking deposits, so we already had the money in advance. So we kind of knew like, okay, it's a good time that you could leave your job. We're going to be good for these months, and then we get the rest, when the date comes or when we do the event. So catering was a really good start for us.
Cool. Sweet, man. And then that led into this. Now you got the buildings of like an empire here, right?
Yes, sir. This is the start. First castle.
Yeah, absolutely, man. Well, that's awesome. So, and then tell me a little bit about then how like Denver has received Carrera since you guys opened.
Great, man. It's been really good. It's hard to say. Like in the beginning, I think when we were on the food truck, a lot of our clients and stuff were just people from Denver or moved from here or there. But now that we're in the restaurant, it's like we have a lot of Californian people, San Diego people, LA people that come here, and it's like every day I meet somebody from I went to this school, or I'm from this part, and I'm like, dang, this is crazy how people would travel, we're not the only ones that are filling these things when we come here, Yeah,
man. Well, it seems like you guys are pretty busy because, like, when I came in here, I mean, there was like a line of people coming in like for 30 minutes after you guys closed up.
Yep.
Is it like that every day?
lunch?
Every lunch?
Every lunch, yeah. I would say we're busier probably for lunch than we are for dinner. We have a lot of these, a lot of these office buildings and stuff like that. So we get packed for lunch, 11:30 to about 1:30. It's peak hours. 11:30
to 1:30 is the peak hours. When you're like, in here, what is the thing that you guys are known for then? Because
I'd say the California burrito or the queso tacos with birria. Those are like the two hitters. I'd say the mahi tacos too.
The mahi tacos.
Yeah.
What do you think sets you guys apart then from other like California style Mexican food that's in the Colorado area?
Well, I don't know if there's a lot. I think right now we're kind of like the standalone. I mean, I think there's like a LA. I know for sure there's a guy that does like LA style tacos, but he pops up and does events here and there. But there's not a lot of standalone like Cali style taco shops out yet.
Cool, man.
But I'm sure, give it a couple years and there's gonna be more people. Maybe people that don't like our food or like, we could do it better. Because in San Diego, man, there's every corner is a taco shop, and like you go to each little place for one or two things, you know, like, oh, I like the rolled tacos at Roberto's, but I like the California burrito at Lolita's, and like everyone's like that in San Diego. You got your little.
Well, that probably is better for like the whole industry as a whole, because then it kind of pushes that competition like a little bit. You know what I mean?
And that's kind of what I've been saying a lot about when I start to see like little things like or similarities in other people's menus to ours. I'm like, at first I'm like, all right. But then again, you're like, well, at least people get a California burrito somewhere else. And then if they go here and they don't like it, then it's like, oh, well, I could go, maybe I'll go to Carrera's and get, So
man.
It's always good. Pushing the boundaries, making everyone better. I think that, and especially for us, if I see someone else doing something like me, I'm like, well, how can I make mine even better? What am I going to do now? Yeah.
Okay. So kind of on that topic, with talking about like other restaurants and pushing each other and stuff like that, what are the places in Denver that you love that aren't your spot? Like, what are your top spots in like the Denver area?
I go to eat, and it's funny too. Like, I tell people too, oh, you should go to this taco place. Like, you go to other taco places? I'm like, all the time.
It's doing
like,
homework, man.
All the time.
That's probably the fun part of it.
And there's, I love my tacos, but there's things that I enjoy, like I said, from other places, little things here and there. But I go to this place called Tacos 420, and they have one on Federal, and they have one, I don't know, somewhere up north. But man, I don't know what it is about that place. They have like they do like vapor tacos al vapor, so it's already like ready. They cooked it the day before, 2 days before.
What is it? I've never heard of it.
Al vapor, so it's vapor. So basically, it's just sitting under like steam, and they steam the tortillas, and then they steam the meats, and they just hand it to you. It's real simple. You put all the toppings on, but like that place, bomb. I just get the cabeza. That's the only thing I get there.
That's it?
That's it.
What is it about that you like?
Dude, the meat, I don't know, man. It's just different. Well, we don't do that here because we don't have the want for it as much, because our clientele is a little different than the clientele that would be on Federal. But yeah, man, it's just something about that meat. It's super tender, a little bit fatty. Their tortillas are really good.
Cool. And tell me a little bit about it then, because you guys are kind of on like a southern part of Denver, or at least what I would consider. I grew up kind of like more north, like on a suburb north of Denver. What is the vibe like over here? Because like Federal, I mean, it's like historically like a huge Hispanic kind of population, so it's very different vibe than down in this area. Yeah,
it's different, and that's one of the things too. Like, for us, we grew up, kind of similar, like a Federal. Like, we grew up in a big Mexican population, around only Mexican people. So, but when we go eat at different taco shops in San Diego, you'd see everyone does well, but like the big names are all in like the nicer areas, and then you go into those spots and it's not just Mexican people there, it's a lot of everything. So like for us, when we moved here, we noticed that a lot of the good places that we'd eat were on Federal or in Aurora or whatever, but a lot of these people out here don't want to go to Federal and spend their money. And I would hear it, oh, I don't want to go down there, I'm not going to drive down there, what am I going to do? So for me, it's like, well, I'd rather get the money that we're already around, because we lived right here by Bellevue because I opened that restaurant. So when we were there, we had opened the truck around that area. So we already had a lot of clientele in this area. So that's one of the reasons we opened right here.
Yeah.
But I would want to open, I don't know, all over.
You would want to open all over? So you guys have like eyes on maybe opening up Carrera's 2 somewhere else, or is that
we got a
that's
couple.
In the works?
Yeah, we got some things that we're looking at right now. We're looking at some spaces. But yeah, hopefully somewhere north side or something. I don't know.
Okay, man. Cool. Would it be kind of the same concept and just transfer that over there, or would you try to do things a little bit different?
It'll be, so now we're trying to minimalize like the menu a little bit more and just focus on the few things that we really want to focus on, because that way we can expand a little bit faster and then higher. Because like right now it's hard in here, and like me, my brother, we got Dion, the chef, one of our chefs here, and it's hard. Like we have to move quick all the time. So if we can simplify the menu a little bit more, to where it's like consistent, we know that we're gonna sell these 8 things really, really, really good, and then that's what you're gonna get.
Yeah, strip down the menu,
Yep.
simplify the processes a little
Mhm.
bit, and figure things out that way.
Exactly. Yeah.
And so, kind of on that way with like optimizing your processes and stuff, that leads into another question that I kind of thought of when I was thinking about things was like, what advice would you have for someone wanting to open their own like restaurant up?
Ooh. Yeah. Have a really good, simple product.
Yeah.
Something that's like all those places that expand and stuff are Dave's Hot Chicken. They sell 2 things. You got these burger spots that sell 3 burgers. All those type of things are a lot easier to make some money on.
Yeah.
And even, a lot of people think that like you can get things a little bit. You walk in and you see a lot of people in a restaurant, but that doesn't equate to how much money you're bringing in. If you're selling things that have higher profit margins, churros, ice creams, breads.
Like those are the things where the
yeah,
money's
yeah.
at.
You gotta really think. Think about what you want to sell and make sure that you're gonna make good money on it.
For sure. And then do you guys source like a lot of the ingredients and stuff from like local
Yeah.
places
So
there?
I mean, we do our order through like Shamrock or like the big companies and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But we pick up a lot of stuff around town, and then we also make a lot of our own things here. So like we're getting right back into, when we started, we were making our own tortillas like all the time for the first 4 or 5 years, and then once we got in here, it was just like crazy. We couldn't like keep up. So now we're getting back into doing our own tortillas, but we're actually buying the corn, going through the whole nixtamal process, soaking it, grinding it, and then we're gonna drop that here in the next like month or so.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, a lot of the things that we do are just all from scratch.
Okay,
Yeah.
tight. And did you say you guys make your own tortillas and stuff like that?
Yeah,
You
so
make
we
your own?
used to. Right now we took a break, and now we're getting right back into it.
Okay, back into making them up.
Mhm.
What is it? This is like this might be a weird question. This might make me sound kind of dumb a little bit, to be honest. But I had this thought. I went to a place in kind of by where I live called Mr. Oso's.
Mhm.
I don't know, like a week ago or something like
Okay.
that. And it was the first time that I'd been to like a Mexican restaurant like that where I got tacos, and they served it on flour tortillas. Like they were
Yep.
still smaller.
Yep.
Why is it that corn's kind of the standard there? Do you think?
I think it's just different. I mean, corn is what Mexicans that's
Came
like
up with.
what we came up on. So like once you start getting flour tortillas, it's more like that was like the Spanish influence and stuff like that. But there's a lot of places in Mexico, and there's a lot of places even in San Diego that sell on flour tortillas.
Flour.
And like typically you'll get like fish tacos on a flour tortilla, or like carnitas on a flour
Gotcha.
tortilla. But it just depends, I think, regionally. There's a lot, even in here, we have guys from Mexico City, Puebla, and it's just like you go, hey, I wanna make these. I told them I want to make tamales. I want to do them like this, and they look at me like, what? You want to do it like that? That's crazy. I'm like, bro, this is how we make tamales,
This is
and
how it's supposed to be
this is how
done.
it's
What are you
supposed to be.
talking
And they're
about,
like
man?
looking at me crazy. So there's just differences regionally,
Yeah.
and what people see as Mexican, or but
For sure. How important is like the service side of it when it comes to owning a restaurant?
everything.
Yeah?
Yeah, as much, I wouldn't say everything, but it's a big part. Like, it's a big part of what you're doing, especially we have a lot of regulars, people that we see almost every day. So it's like just remembering names, getting a hello to everybody. And it's a different game too when you're used to like doing events and doing food trucking, because there's not really much service that goes in on. I mean, for the events, yeah, there's service mixing in, but it's kind of easy, 2 hours of work. But the service is a little bit harder to keep up with in here, especially when you're dragging and you're tired or
Coming off a long weekend or something
long
like that.
weekend. Yeah, we've had some bad reviews mixed in with some good reviews. So
It seems like you got more good than bad from what I could see online.
Yeah.
You know?
But yeah, it's definitely been fun. That's one of the reasons, honestly, it's one of the reasons that we close on Sundays, because we're all young. We all like to go out. We like to have long nights. So
have a
yeah,
little bit.
sometimes we come in on Sundays and people are like, "Oh, they look so mad," or
You
this
tell
or
me
this
you're
or
not
that.
at church on Sunday? You're not down there hanging out?
But they'd be like, "Man, they look so mad," or "They look like they don't want to be here." And then I look at the reviews, I'm like, "I don't want to be there." So yeah, certain things, man. Like,
Well, with owning your own business, is it hard then to like push yourself to come, like to be on your game every single day in here, or is it?
Oh,
you think
yeah.
it comes a little bit easier than working somewhere else?
I think it's a mix. I think people are you're never like that consistent. I don't think anybody is that consistent, you know, to live your life and not go through things and act like it doesn't affect you. There's days where, you know, I don't want to even open the door. But nah, I mean, it's just, there's also days where I'm in love with what I'm doing and I'm so happy that people are here and I'm grateful for everything. But yeah, it's just a mix. Sometimes you just have to remember that people are here to eat your food, you know, even if they're mean to you or don't care about what's going on in your life. You know, you're running a business. Yeah.
You're in the service business,
Mm-hmm.
I guess. You know, not in it just to make a bunch of friends, I guess.
Yep.
But
Yep.
makes it nice probably when you can pick up a few.
Yep.
Cool, man. Well, yeah. I think is there anything else that you kind of want to add?
Yeah. We just we're gonna make our liquor menu a little bit bigger, so we're gonna have a little bit more drink options rather than just like the beer and the standard margs. Other than that, we're changing the menu up for the cold season, so we'll have a little bit more, hopefully, soups and stuff like that. I mean, those are just the main changes for us right now. As far as like for the interview and like for people that are doing things like, yeah, I mean, just do it. Like, you know what I mean? Just be ready and persevere, you know?
Cool.
Because if we can do it, then we're just normal old people, you know? Anyone can do it, yeah.
Can kind of make it work. I love that. Yeah. Well, cool, man. Well, I think that's good then. I think that should be wrapped up. Yeah.
Sweet.
Thank you so much for sitting down with me
nice
here,
chatting
man.
with you guys. Had a good time.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to getting back in here again sometime.
Yes, sir.